Now that we're in mid-November, the holiday season is gearing up and will soon kick into high gear. Like with Richmond Triangle Players' latest production, Scrooge in Rouge, I keep saying Scrooge in Rouge, an English music hall Christmas carol. The show opens on stage tomorrow. The cast is here to share a song from the musical, but first we welcome the director of the show, Sean Stacy. Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
I was saying that's hard to say, Scrooge in Rouge.
I think Steve was saying we had 8 years to practice, so you're fine.
And that's the thing, this is a revival for you guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why did you decide now was the time to bring this show back?
Well, we've been talking for a while of when would be the right time, and I think just timing and just everyone's schedules just aligned perfectly, but we've been talking for years about wanting to bring this back for a while.
So what is it about this show that said we need to bring this back?
Well, there's so many different plays. For some of us, we wanted to always be in this space. We weren't in the space the first time. We wanted to make sure that we could just envision it the way we always wanted to. We weren't able to do it that first time, but now in our forever home, we're having a great time with it. So
a second chance at it, and a lot of the actors who were in that performance 10 years ago are back with us now.
All three of the same original actors.
I mean, you can't beat that, can you?
Not for me. It was very easy. As a director, it made it a lot easier.
And you're the original director coming back too.
Yeah.
So how do you envision this differently but the same, you know, a decade later?
Well, I'm really happy that I had both an amazing production team the first time around and an equally amazing team the second time around. What we were able to do being in our own space, we've been able to add in those older elements, footlights, and making much more of that English British hall music hall style, which we just weren't able to do because it wasn't our space. We couldn't play too much in it, but it's great.
Well, let's talk about the show itself. When I started reading the storyline, I said, this kind of reminds me of the way Nonsense started.
Yeah, I can see that, absolutely.
Because you've got something that's going to happen, and then pretty much everybody gets sick, and but the rest of the cast has to carry on. It
is a little show within the show, but it's a familiar tale. It's a Christmas carol. We all know that, so it allows us to have more liberty.
Wonderful characters we're looking at there.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
And the costuming, and they're going to perform for us in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Talk about the show itself as a whole. Is it a musical? Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Or is it all of the above?
It's everything and anything you could possibly think of. Like I said, it's the Christmas carol. It's Charles Dickens. You're going to hear words that you've heard all the time from it, but there's a little play within a play. Again, like you said, 17 gets sick, so the three people have to do the whole show. So it's definitely got a lot of fun.
So that sounds like it could turn out to be a little bit of a madcap comedy, as people have to kind of do the whole thing.
It is. Controlled chaos is what my job is, but yes, absolutely. The audience is in for a real treat.
Well, as the director controlling the chaos, what's it like for you to kind of be behind the scenes and making sure this all unfolds the way it's supposed to?
So you've never met those three. I can't control them that much, but it's been...
they laugh.
Yes, as they should. We all agreed that the show can be perfectly done and look like it's executed just for three people, but we want to really have the audience be right on the edge of their seats with us the whole time for it. So we have to kind of slow down, because the better we get, the more rehearsed, it looked perfect. And we have to remind ourselves that it's okay to be imperfect, and that's great.
And that's one of the nice things about the home theater for Richmond Triangle Players, is that it's very intimate, so you can kind of feel like you're a part of the show sometimes.
It's one of my favorite spaces. I've worked all up and down Virginia. It's one of my favorite spaces, and it's my first time in this space, but we've always had that intimate feel from whatever space we've been in. We've always had that.
And because you've done this show before, and with pretty much the same cast, but 10 years have passed, does it kind of all come back to you? Does it feel the same, or are you trying to make it feel different?
So there's so many things that feel the same, and there's so many things that if you've ever had a second chance, like if maybe you've seen an interview, you're like, oh, I wish I didn't ask that, or I wish I could do something else. We have a rare opportunity to fix some things and try things. We're all older and wiser, and we want to do some different things, and it's been great to revisit things that worked and keep it, and then things that we can tinker with and play with a great family. So that was what was on that.
And it really will kick off the holiday season for the production and for the community.
Yeah, I was told that, so I'm excited about that.
That's really exciting. So we're going to see a scene from the show and a song. So set it up for us.
So what we're doing is we're going to see the exact opening scene. We're inviting the audience to the music hall. This is going to be having Scrooge being played by Vesta Virile, one of the world-renowned male impersonators, and the opening show introduces all of our cast of characters and sets up the scene for the show.
And we were looking at some pictures as well. I love the costuming.
Beautiful, beautiful work. Some of the original costumes, and then some we've had to add just for loss or just different choices. So we're very excited about it.
And this is a wonderful show if people have not been to Richmond Triangle Players, to kind of introduce themselves to the theater company as well.
No, absolutely. And people who've even seen the show need to come back and see what we're doing differently, because that's really what I'm so excited about.
Well, we're going to see a preview coming up in just a minute. Sean Stacy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us
and
this
for
morning.
bringing the cast, too. And the
My
show is
pleasure.
going to kick off soon. Richmond Triangle Players production Scrooge in Rouge opens tomorrow, Wednesday, November 16th at 8 p.m. It's going to run for about a month through December 17th. Performances are all at the RTP's home theater at 1300 Altamont Avenue in Scott's Addition. We're going to post a link to the full schedule by early this afternoon at WTBR.com/VT.